Hello and welcome to our graphic novel exploration here at NCTE at the Publisher Spotlight booth. You know when you come by our booth, when we're there in person, that we always have the coolest graphic novels at the conference. So I'm delighted to be able to show you some of the very, very coolest ones right now, including this one, Mr. Invincible. Hope you saw the New York Times last week because it featured a review by Jean Yang of Mr. Invincible. This won the Bologna Middle Grade Graphic Novel Prize. That first year they've given that out. So you know it's going to be something special when it wins all that kind of great stuff. This is about this kind of pot-bellied hero, but his superpower is that he can bend space and time, and his awareness that he is in a comic book. So inventive, so clever. I can even just show you a random page, and it's sure to have something very cool in there. And this is just fantastic. So check it out. It was a Junior Library Guild selection, and it is on a lot of the best of the year lists. So each escapade is more adventurous than the last, says Jean Yang. So that is Mr. Invincible from Magnetic Press. Next up, I have the Inkberg Enigma, and this is from Gecko Press. And this Gecko is based in New Zealand, and this is by Jonathan King, who is actually a filmmaker. And if you think about it, that's a great background to go into graphic novels because storyboards are such a big part of what directors do. So this is a story for 8 to 12-year-olds, and it's an adventure and a thriller and a mystery all rolled up in one. These two kids live in this town, and they sense that something is not quite right where they live. So what are they going to do? Well, they're going to investigate that, and you can see in her lens right there, if you look really closely, there's a very mysterious tentacle. What does it mean? I don't know. You have to read it. It's so exciting. All right, and it's available on our NetGalley page too. So if you want to check out our booth, you can see that and download a copy to read yourself, as you can this one, Black Heroes of the Wild West. You know that Toon Books always has the magic when it comes to graphic novels. This is by James Otis Smith. This is his first book, and boy, did he hit it out of the park. These are nonfiction stories about three wonderful heroes of the Wild West in the early days, and it's just fantastic. Kadir Nelson did an introduction, and it is just packed full of great information. And because I'm such a sucker for it, great back matter. But you can also see that the illustrations are great, the storytelling is powerful, and Black Heroes of the Wild West from Toon Books. Speaking of powerful storytelling, here we have Maurice and his dictionary. This is a true story, and this is from Owl Kids, and also was another Junior Library Guild selection. So this is based on the author's father and his experience leaving Belgium and trying to escape with his family from the Nazis during the Holocaust. His most treasured possession was his dictionary. If that isn't something to just speak to the hearts of teachers, I don't know what would be. Anyway, it's gorgeous and important, and the consequences, the stakes are very, very high in this book. And it's one you should certainly check out for graphic nonfiction. And while we're in World War II, let's talk about Irena Sendler. So this is a 3-volume story of her life, a trilogy, and the third one is coming out right now. So a lot of people call her the Polish Schindler, Oscar Schindler. And she saved 2,500 children from the Nazis during the Second World War. Just an amazing story of her courage, and she worked for the resistance, and you can find it all in these 3 volumes. So again, gorgeous art, compelling storytelling, nonfiction information, and there's an afterword too that has some great information. So moving from nonfiction to fiction, here we have Oberon. This is a graphic novel from Aftershock, and this is kind of an idea of what if Oberon from Midsummer Night's Dream, the king of the fairies, was thrown out, and what if he was exiled to Earth, and what if he had to take possession of a young child in order to regain his power? Well, that's what this story is all about, and the storytelling is great, and the art is fantastic, very gripping, and a wonderful writing prompt too for kids who might think, take a character from Shakespeare and spin it out into its own story. So that is Oberon. And another classic brought to graphic novel splendor is A Phantom of the Opera. This is from a new publisher, A Wave Blue World. And it again, this is such a perfect story. I mean, horror is perfect for the graphic format. So, I mean, what could be better than this? And it is just stunningly beautiful. So for those kids who just are not going to read big blocks of text, this is a great way for them to encounter the story. A lot of the original text is included, dialogue, and that is kind of the name of the game for the Manga Classics books, as you well know. So this just came out from Manga Classics, and you know them, they've done Hamlet and Macbeth, Midsummer Night's Dream, Romeo and Juliet, and they're working their way through the canon. In this case, the heirs of Ellen Montgomery have authorized this. This is the only one that's actually authorized, and it's in a true manga format. And again, as they always do, they preserve the language. They also just gorgeously illustrate the book. So it's really, really compelling. And for fans of Anne, this is a gotta have. And lastly, I'm thrilled to tell you about Frankenstein. We were talking about horror just a minute ago. Well, again, horror is perfect for the graphic format, and Frankenstein is just terrifying. So a lot of people still assign this book. So if you assign it in class and you need something that is going to really speak to everybody, that preserves a lot of the original language, then this is a great way to go. And as always, it is just incredibly scary, moving, and clever, and beautiful, romantic. There's always a little bit of that. And this is from Manga Classics. So check it out. Check out our Pinterest board of graphic novels in our booth and our Pinterest board, and you can actually download some of these to read right now. Thanks so much, and I hope you have a fantastic NCTE.